Patrick Beatty Reviews, the number one for news. It's Patrick Beatty Reviews, number one for news. Yeah. Tune in, get up.
What is up,
What's
my
up?
Gaggle of
Keep it
Geeks?
changed,
Welcome
you filthy
to
animal.
this special episode where we're just going to be talking about a streaming service that has just hit quarantine homes everywhere and mobile devices everywhere. I'm your host, Patrick, and I'm here with a very good friend of mine, Jay. How are you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing great, Patrick. Thanks for having me.
Dude, it's so cool that we finally get to do this and talk about a really strange concept for at least, I feel so old with this app. Like, nothing about it, like everything that people are trying to sell about it just makes me like it less. And we can get into that, but how's your day going? How's quarantine life?
Quarantine life is, it can be challenging at times when you want to go out and, you can't. And, I have my son here with me who's constantly all over me. And
You can see the pictures in the back that are awesome little caricatures of their family. He's so cute.
Thank you. Definitely. This kid has so much energy. It's hard to keep up with from the time he gets up to the time he goes to sleep. It's a constant run. But as far as quarantine life goes, everything's been all right. We haven't had to leave the house too much.
Good. Everybody's happy, healthy.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's happy, healthy. My wife is actually a nurse. She's on the front lines now as we speak. So,
awesome.
Yeah, she's doing her thing, but she's staying safe and, she's watching out for everybody.
Well, hey, she's doing the job that I saw a few things about people being like, quit applauding us. It's just our job. But honestly, like, we're all just sitting here watching stuff and eating like fried cheese stuff. So we should applaud them.
We should applaud them for doing what they do. Yeah, and I just happen to marry one.
I disagree with that. Mm-hmm. Did you see the last episode of? Have you been watching John Krasinski's series on YouTube? The Just Good News or Some Good News?
No, I haven't started it yet. I was actually going to start that today as I was cleaning because I could throw it on the big screen here while I'm cleaning. I have not watched it yet, but it looks really great. So far, is there like 3 episodes?
Depending on this, who is your guys' phone carrier?
I am with T-Mobile.
Ah, shoot. Okay, you would have been more or less, or maybe you could jump onto AT&T. But this last episode, they have paired with AT&T to give all people working in the healthcare field 3 months free.
Oh, wow.
So,
wow.
Right? That show, it's just so damn wholesome. Every episode just leaves me crying like a little bitch every time. It's so good.
Well, there's nothing wrong with crying. It just shows that you have, an emotional side.
Yeah, but not while I'm like
feelings.
ham-fisting Ruffles and...
Right. Nah, it's all good, man. Don't worry about it. I cry when I watch The Fox and the Hound, man. Reminds me of me and my best friend.
Speaking of Fox, what do you think about the Robin Hood remake that they're doing?
Oh, I don't know, man. It's just like looking at The Lion King or even looking at Aladdin even. I'm like, they should just stop while they're ahead. They already got the money. Why?
I don't want a realistic looking fox. That just sounds creepy to me.
It kind of does. I can't see it. I was happy with the Jungle Book because the Jungle Book was actually really great. But everything after that, even The Lion King, I was just like, my personal opinion, I was like, nah, I can't get behind this. Even my wife, she's like, I just bought the original, the cartoon one because it was just a lot better. So I was like, okay, works for me.
Well, we've been watching a couple of things from this streaming service, so I guess we should kind of go into what this is. Founded in 2018, this is a service kind of targeted towards a younger demographic for content delivered in like a 10-minute episode, like quick bites is how they word each episode. And to me, it's very much steered towards not my demographic. Like, this is for the younger people. And it just made the news for hitting, I believe, 1.7 million downloads in the first week. They're currently offering 90 days free for anybody to join on it. And we got a chance to take a look at it. So I'm going to ask you, what did you think, first of all? Let's set aside the shows. What did you think of sign up? Was it easy? What was the user interface? What was there any glitches?
I didn't like the setup. It could have been a lot better. because I'm using my phone, I have to watch this on my phone. I thought I could watch it on the computer or even cast it to my TV, and I can't even do that. So the setup, not so much a big fan. Um, I had a little bit of a problem signing in. I had to do it like 3 or 4 times because it kept closing on me. And then when I finally got it, I was like, okay, cool, I have it. Where's the show that I wanted to watch? You know what I mean? Like after that, and just trying to navigate through everything was harsh too, because they advertised certain shows, but they didn't have what you initially wanted to watch to begin with. You have to wait a certain amount of days before you can watch it.
So
I
tell
did
me more
not.
about that. What were the specific shows that they were promoting?
The one show I wanted to watch was with Lawrence Fishburne. Is called hashtag Free Ray Sean. And it's the one
Okay.
that actually got me into wanting to watch this service, which is why I sent that link to you, just to see what your thought would be on the streaming services. I don't know if it's going to come out today. It says something about the 13th, and well, today's the 13th, but I don't have anything on this crazy looking app thing here to let me know whether or not it's on there or not.
Yeah.
I don't, you're right. It's definitely not for my demographic. For me, it's not for me. The clips are like 7 minutes a piece. This seems like it's something that you would watch on your break or something like that. Like this is geared towards, someone at least 15 years younger than me who are on their lunch break or something like that, who are constantly on their phone. I'm not constantly on my phone enough for me to be watching this. I can watch YouTube on my TV. I can watch YouTube on my computer. I don't always need my phone. So
That was the point that I was kind of getting frustrated with, because when you think about it, this is YouTube. Like this whole
right.
idea, this whole concept of we're doing 10-minute bits, remind me what the amount of runtime you need to have per YouTube video lately. It has to be around
Nowadays
10
it's like
minutes
it's
because of
about
the
10
upload.
minutes. Yeah, about
So
10 to
like they're
15
hitting
minutes.
the same goal for that, and you realize when you do the sign up, it gives you two options: either a $4.99 a month deal with ads, which is likely why it maybe is in that 10-minute runtime. I'm not sure,
Right.
or $7.99 without ads.
$7.99 without the
And
ads and
I signed up for the
$4.99 with ads.
$7.99 because I'm already like, I don't know, it's 90 days free. So within that time, you can cancel anytime. There's not going to be
Right.
like a charge or something. And I hate ads. So obviously I wouldn't do that. But just part of me feels like this is kind of a gimmick and a way to make a quick buck. And it's
Yeah.
not that the content isn't like high quality. It looks high quality. There's quite a bit of like production value to a lot of the shows. They've even brought back some shows that a lot of people like MTV's Punk'd
Like MTV's
with
Punk'd,
Ashton
yeah.
Kutcher. That's back now with Chance the Rapper as the head. There's some other characters like who's the character? I keep forgetting his name.
I almost started watching Punk too right before we got on this thing, just to check it out to see if it was worth watching. I haven't checked it out yet. So
Well, give me a rundown of the shows you did watch and what you thought about it. Kind of break them down for us. Give us like
I
a mini review.
watched Most Dangerous with Liam Hemsworth, and that is
Most
interesting.
Dangerous Game.
Most Dangerous Game, yeah, with Liam Hemsworth. That's actually quite interesting. I like the concept behind it. I'm still getting used to it, but it's actually not a bad. The acting is on par. I mean, we have great actors in this show altogether. It's definitely an all-star cast that they were shooting for this, but I think they need more justice with the time. This is a half-hour show. This needs to be like a half-hour, 45-minute show. It's decent. I like the action. I like the storyline that built up to it. It's just short, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then I watched Survival. I don't even know who's in that, or Survive, or something like that. I watched that, and that's it's mediocre at best. I mean, this whole streaming service thing, like I said, it's definitely not for me. Oh, well, look at that. It's actually here now.
Well, Most Dangerous Game. So that stars Liam Hemsworth, Christoph Waltz. This is a story about like a dystopian future a futuristic like Westworld kind of thing, but where they're hunting each other.
Where
Like
yeah,
rich people
exactly.
can hunt guys. Think of like the Parks and Rec episode where the Cologne guy just wants to hunt Tom Haverford.
Right,
Like
exactly.
it's that, but in 10-minute bits. And funny enough, I'm just gonna name drop because this is the first time I can name drop a celebrity that I just met. Sarah
Mhm.
Gadon, I met at Sundance, and I
Yeah, I was
interviewed
about to
for
say.
her movie
Yeah.
Black Bear. So when I watched that, I was like, "Holy shit! There's the person I talk to." Okay,
Exactly.
I don't think I'll ever be able to like shake a hand of any celebrity again. I don't think they're gonna do that anymore.
Oh, dude,
So it's like,
I
hey,
think you
whoa!
will.
It's like catching a unicorn.
Nah, don't count yourself out, man. You're really good at what you do. I think you'll get a chance to sit down. I think even with Samuel Jackson soon. I feel that's
Hey,
coming, man.
get out! We're wasting time with this. Thank you, though. I think honestly, the problem with this is people hate when things end. You know, like we
Yes.
like cliffhangers, but we don't like cliffhangers every 5 minutes. And
Right.
to be frank, these shows they're not set up to be 10-minute increments. You can clearly tell that by the way that they're cut and they're edited. It's supposed to be like a pilot TV show in a
Right.
sense. And they're breaking it up into these bite-sized pieces, which I feel like I'd have to have an extreme case of ADD to really be able to get into and
Yes.
pay attention. But in the end, it's just a lot of like, okay, next episode. Okay, next
Right.
episode. And it reminds me of, you know how like, do you watch when some TV shows send like clips on their YouTube channel, like
Yes.
Kitchen Nightmares? They
Yes,
put out
Kitchen
like
Nightmares does a
their
lot
full
of that.
episodes and stuff. That's what this feels like, but you have to pay money for it.
Exactly.
Sure, the production value is better, but I don't want a high production value 10-minute video. I want a high production value full episode arc.
Exactly. I feel like we kind of got ripped off here looking at this streaming service, especially with this in particular show. I feel like I'm watching Jack Bauer on 24, and then it just cuts at like 10 minutes, and then you got to figure out when the next 10 minutes is going to happen again, which is like 3 or 4 days or even next week. You know what I mean?
It gives you more opportunity to want to skip stuff as well. Like I know I found
Yeah.
myself in Punked specifically because Punked, I will give it some credit. Like there's actually some cool shows with Chance the Rapper. He does a couple with like Adam Devine, which is interesting, and it was fun to see that show's concept come back. But I found myself just skipping through the episodes eventually because it's like, all right, how many more of these little things are there? And like you find yourself kind of getting like, I don't know, maybe anxious about it because there's so many different bits. But there's
Right.
that. I'll break down the ones that I saw. Punked, Memory Hole, which is kind of like a that's so 90s. Do you remember the I Love the 90s or
I
like
love the 90s
those
on VH1.
VH1? Yeah.
Yeah.
This is kind of like that, but for a very specific thing and like a more of a 10-minute like long form subject of it. And it's starring Will Arnett, and he's like the host for it.
Okay.
It was fine, but it's him in a green screen talking about the same thing for
Right.
a little too long. Fierce Queens is Reese Witherspoon starting each. It's very weird. These episodes where like it starts with her and she's like, you know, a mom cougar can destroy an entire village. And then it cuts to the mom cougar just destroying an entire village or something. She's like, that's because she's fierce. And then that's the end of the episode and it cuts to the next one.
Oh man, if
Like,
that's the case, we
and
might
then
as
it's
well
like,
watch Tiger
this
King.
female elephant trampled her poacher. And then it just cuts to like this horrible trampling. And she's like, that's because she's fierce. And it cuts to the next episode.
Wow.
So that one was, there's another episode. I actually missed this, but Will Forte and, oh shoot, I'm an asshole for already forgetting this actress name, but Sweet D from It's Always Sunny, they've got something I've not seen yet that's on this
Really?
called Flipped. Looks kind of like a murder scandal or something.
Oh, okay.
And then there's Dishmantled, which is like a cooking competition, which has more of a like fucked up twist, where instead of like just here, try this dish, now try to recreate it, they line up their contestants like they're about to get shot, like basically a firing squad, and they put like all of this garb on them, and they just blast them with the food, and then they have to try to eat the food that they just got pelted in the face with, and figure out what that dish is.
That
It's very
seems
demeaning, but it's also hilarious because it's like that's the world we're in right now.
right. But like you said, this is targeted for somebody younger than us. I mean, clearly Um, this is just nuts. Like there's a show with LeBron James on here that I wanted to check out too. That looks kind of interesting.
Hmm.
Um,
A documentary, right?
I
Where he's
I
going and
believe it's
helping.
called I Promise.
Yeah.
I want to check that out too, just to see if it's any good. I think this is a documentary of him when he built his school. And
Intimate look inside the highs and lows of the year LeBron James's promise school.
right. So I definitely
Nice.
want to look and check that out. There's Let's Roll with Tony Greenhand, and that looks somewhat interesting. I mean, it looks like it's about a whole bunch of ganja, something I wish I could do. But
And you know what else sucks about the service? Like within each episode, you have like a mini reaction, right? With each
yeah,
episode is a little reaction that will either inch you forward to even watching the next one or backward. And I feel like they're cutting themselves so much by like a pilot or a first episode. It's tough for any episode of any TV show. Like
right.
think of the first pilot episode for The Office. That wasn't like super. Imagine if
That
they
wasn't
broke that up
super.
to 10-minute increments. It would have
Oh
been
man,
really hard to get into that show if half the
it would
people
have.
dropped off after the second 10
Right.
minutes.
And I actually started watching The Office as of season 3. You know what I mean? Because I watched the first 2 seasons after I watched season 3, just because everyone was like, no, you got to watch it from season 3. And then I was like, okay, I'm hooked on this. You know,
Mm.
that show is so great. I don't care what anyone says. Office is like a godsend. And right now, my wife, whenever she comes home and she's working out, that's what she's watching on the exercise bike is The Office on her phone.
Jay, The Office is not on trial here.
No, it is
Quibi
not.
is.
Sorry, Quibi is.
Hey,
I can't help it. See, and that's the thing though. Like, it makes you want to talk about something else because it's not meant for you. You
you
know,
ain't got
it's
these. Did you hear about that show? I watched a
no.
bit of that. So, you ain't got these is basically just 10-minute bits of someone showing a shoe and then doing like a history of that shoe. Like
Really.
Adidas, Jordans, things like
Oh,
that.
okay.
So that works. Like that's actually one of the shows. And funny enough, Punked works as well within the format where like each Punked episode, they already are broken down in a sense. I feel like
Mhm.
Pawn Stars would work really well on this if they had
Yeah.
like increments of like little things from there. But the stuff like the Liam Neeson shit, I just don't think that works. Where they're like, we're gonna tell you a serious drama that you'll have to keep tuning into nonstop. Yeah, I don't know.
Right. Fight Like a Girl, which has like all these WWE superstar divas on it. Um, Apparently just dropped today. I don't know. It's supposed to be an inspirational reality.
Mm-hmm.
What is that supposed to mean?
Well, let
Then
me
they
ask you
got
this, Jay. Are you going to keep watching after this? Like, are there still seasons of stuff that you're waiting to watch before giving like a final conclusion?
I am going to finish Most Dangerous Game. Um, I want to make sure that I follow that through. That was the first show that I started with. I am definitely going to start Free Ray Sean. I wanted because I'm a big fan of Lawrence Fishburne and I really like his work since What's Love Got to Do with It, you know, when he played
Mm,
certain characters. So I definitely want to check that out. I am a big fan of his. I also want to check out this Elba versus Block, which is Idris Elba versus Ken Block,
okay.
that they just dropped as a new release today.
They got Idris
So
Elba involved in this?
yeah, Idris Elba and Ken Block are going versus each other in some type of competition. I'm into cars, technology, stuff like that. So seeing that makes me want to get into that and check that out. That'll probably be it besides Punked. If anything else catches my eye, I am going to give it a shot all the way up until it's time for the free service to end. Because if it doesn't get any better, if it doesn't improve, then I'm through with it altogether. I feel like I kind of wasted my time downloading this and wasting my time on this when they could have been a lot longer episodes. Um, some of this stuff should be on network TV. You know what I mean? And some of it should just stay like on a YouTube platform, like you said earlier. I I don't know, man. It's
I don't
so
see
hard.
anybody paying the amount of money they
No
want you to
one's
pay
gonna
for this.
right, because if that's the case, the $7.99, that's Netflix.
I see this as a $2.99.
Yes, if it was like, all right, $2.99 with commercials, $4.99 without commercials,
That would actually get some people, I would say.
it
But
would even
they're
get
trying to
me.
play like they've got really long content, and it's worth like they're
Yeah,
giving us way less and expecting a
for
lot more. Unless
right.
they're like, do we know really how many episodes a season they're doing on these, or are they?
It's not telling us anything as far as that. It just says
Because
that a new
episode
episode is
122 of season 1, that's gonna be so annoying.
right, and not to mention these things like the way this is too. There's an episode dropped every single day, so I'm like, okay, if there's an episode dropped every single day for 7 to 10 minutes, that should be on YouTube. If that's the
Mhm.
case, you know what I mean? Not me paying money. I'm already paying money for YouTube Premium, no commercials. I love it. It's great. But, I don't feel like this is that caliber.
No, I don't think so either. It seems like an elitist YouTuber. People can't upload their own things.
Right. And in this instance, I feel like this is more geared toward YouTube on some instance. They could even put this on YouTube Red. Make some of these YouTube Red series instead of making them a service that you already, I mean, if you're already paying for YouTube, then go ahead, cool. You got the YouTube Red, YouTube TV, YouTube Music, whatever. But this is just,
Well,
I don't.
I'll end it with maybe the biggest complaint that I have with this. And you've probably, I don't know if you've seen this or not. It pisses me off, though. When you start any video on this and you turn your phone vertically, what does it do,
Yes,
Jay?
it literally just shows you just.
It just
It's just a
zooms and
vertical.
enhances
Right. It's
the
just,
center part of the screen to make that the only part that you watch. Like how annoying it is when you see those Facebook videos of trailers and stuff that are just like zoomed right in on the
zoomed
face
right in.
and you
Yeah.
have to turn it horizontal. I think that's not only a disservice to the directors and the cinematographers and the creators behind this to even give people that option and not
Right.
just shrink it down. They better adjust that. Like
Right. They
that's
have
the
to fix
part that
this.
made me feel like, okay, so they don't really give a shit about what they're putting out either. So why should
Right.
I care?
And I think this whole thing with the 3 months free might be a trial run or something like this. So this might be like a beta version we might be seeing. But even still, even
Beta
as
app.
a beta version app, even if it is a beta version app, that's unacceptable. I want to be able to see the whole thing, even if I'm zoomed vertically. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to turn it horizontal just to enjoy it. That's just taking away from me.
That was the final blow for me. That was the one that did it where I was like, I just don't think
I,
this is an app that knows what it's doing.
I noticed that the first time I loaded it up on Saturday, and I was like, this is just dumb. I can't do this. This is just dumb.
So would you recommend it to anybody wanting to check out new shows, or at
No.
this point is it like no? All right.
I can't do it. I can't
Yep.
put my stamp of approval behind it because I'm barely enjoying it. If it would be one thing if I was enjoying it, I'd be like, all right, cool. This is like Hulu. This is like Netflix. All right, cool. We're good. But no, it's nothing like that. Nothing like that at all. I can't
Well,
put
it's like
my name behind that.
the DC streaming app is like, let's give you all of our content plus all of the comics. Netflix is like, we'll give you all of the stuff that we've purchased plus all of our original content. Hulu is like, we'll do the same. Fuck you. And we also have Disney. And then Disney's
Right.
like, we'll give you everything.
Everything.
These guys are like,
Exactly.
you can have 10 minutes, 7 minutes. And then you want to go
over.
to episode 23 of season 1. And it'll be good. Just stick with us. It's $9.99 a month.
Right. Yeah. I can't get behind that. I'm
This
sorry.
seems like the dweeb. This is like the Martin Shkreli of streaming apps, where it's
Right.
like we've got the best service, and it's like this is garbage. So like it'll be $9,000.
Right.
Sorry, Quibi.
Yeah,
If
you're not getting my vote.
you wanted a good review, you should have.
You should have
Sent
gave
us
us a
stuff.
little bit more and
Send us something. Oh,
right.
We're not.
Yeah, instead of and then the whole that's just no.
Well, Jay, where can the people find you? Thank you for coming on.
You can catch me at J Moore on YouTube. That's J.Moore on YouTube. You'll see a black and white photo of me up there. I normally stream on there once or twice a month until I can get my system fixed. And then I'll start making more really great edited videos for everybody. Or you can catch me on Instagram at jmore021.
Awesome.
Or on Facebook. You can find me on one of Patrick's friends on Facebook. I'm happy to talk to anybody or answer any questions.
Sweet. You guys can find me on all the other stuff. And that was our quick little review of Quibi. Thank you guys as always for watching, and I will see you at the next review.
It's Patrick Beatty Reviews, the #1 for news. It's Patrick Beatty Reviews, #1 for news. Yeah. Tune in, get up. Yeah, what's up?
Keep the change.